Good morning everybody, and welcome back to another episode of my Grand Exchange only account. This account is all about trying to get the highest total level possible without ever leaving the Grand Exchange area. Right now we're at total level 978 and our end goal is 1000, so we're very close now. At this point we have multiple skills into the mid 90s, we already have a level 99, we've made tens of millions of GP here, and I'm just really impressed how far we've made it. So today we're going to be making a final push towards 1000. The grind is getting very real at this point, but we're so close. Anyway guys, let's get started. Okay, so in the last episode, we ended up making a big investment into fire making. We actually invested in 99 fire making, all with redwood logs. Now, redwood logs are a really good fire making training method, getting over 500k per hour if you are doing it correctly. Right now, we are around halfway through buying all of the logs, but the rest of them will come through once our buying limit resets. Alright, so there we go. There are 22,000 redwood logs. Now, as much as I am extremely excited to burn all of these, that's sarcasm. I'm not super stoked to do that. I'm actually going to be putting it off for a little while now because my hands are a bit sore and doing 10 to 15 hours of fire making right now doesn't sound super ideal. But just knowing, of course, that I have 99 fire making banked is really exciting, knowing that I can just get it done whenever and not have to worry about money anymore. So that leaves us with around 9 mil cash, which is just enough to continue making decent money with fletching, and that was kind of intentional. Now luckily with around 10 mil, I can continue to make really good money by fletching ruby bolts, diamond bolts, and other stuff like that. For example, right now we're going to make around 400 or 500k just by fletching 11,000 ruby dragon bolts, and it's just a really good money maker, so I want to make sure I definitely have at least 10 mil cash pretty much at all times. Otherwise my ability to make money will be gutted a little bit. Okay, there we go, just like that we just made I think 450k in profit on the ruby dragon bolts. Also, we're getting pretty close to another fletching level as well. So right now we are hovering around 9.5 mil. Now I'm pretty sure at this point we have nearly exterminated an entire species of imp, and we're not stopping anytime soon. There is level 42 attack. Now at this point we've killed well over 5,000 imps. The loot I will maybe show you at the end of the episode, but it's not that great. Okay, somehow I missed the level, but there we go. We got 42 strength as well. That took another hour and a half roughly. That has brought us up to 980 total levels, so that's really good. So that's a nice even number. Only 20 more total levels to go. Now because combat training has slowed down quite a bit, we're doing one level at a time. So we're going to do one attack level, then one strength level, one defense level, then probably one ranged level. That said though, combat training is still probably one of my quickest levels right now, even though it's kind of incredibly boring. But there was level 42 defense, so that took another hour and a half roughly, which means we can now wear the Void Knight equipment if we ever get out of here. So after around 5 hours, all of our melee combats are now level 42. And finally, to round it all off here, there is 45 hit points. I always love when I get a hit point level. It just feels like free total levels. I will take that, bringing us up to 983. That's probably enough combat training for now though. Spent pretty much the entire day doing this, so let's move on to something else. So for the rest of today and probably the rest of the week, I'm going to do an uncomfortable amount of enchantings. So I am hoping to get at least one magic level in this episode, and to do that, we need to do about 10 more hours of diamond enchanting. Sure, it is very slow, but it is really AFK and something I can kind of do on the side. Right now we're doing Amulets of Power, which I think are going to be roughly break even, but they've become a little bit more popular lately, so we may have to move on to something else. Now I have had these gold ores and nature runes in the bank for a while, and we are going to work on processing them a bit today. We still have 6,000 left, which I think will be enough to get us to level 70, but we just need to actually do it all. So there we go, there's level 68 smithing, that took around an hour. We can now make mithril plate bodies, but unless Jagex puts an anvil down here, no luck. Although with the new clan hall update, who knows what's going to be in the GE. Okay, so I haven't had too much success on the Amulets of Power. They've just become a lot more popular, so we're going to move on actually to Amulets of Strength. Sure, the XP per hour isn't going to be quite as good, but realistically it's only a minor decrease, but we're actually going to be making around 200 GP on the Amulets of Strength, and I kind of do need the money. Okay, we just finished another big lot of Amulets of Strength, and that's brought us to pretty much exactly 3/4 of the way to 93 magic, so we're really close now. So there we go, there is another 2,000 Amulets enchanted. I think I'm enchanting around 1,000 per hour, so it's a pretty time-consuming process, but again, it's really AFK. So we sold off another 2,000 Amulets of Power. I think on all of those we're pretty much breaking even. If you are patient enough, you can usually sell them for at least break even or even a profit. However, that said, for the Amulets of Strength, we're actually going to be profiting around 200 GP on each one, which is really good. So let's go ahead and buy another 3,000 and get to enchanting them. This is very exciting, guys. We got another Dunce random event, which I think means on my next event, I will get a Hunter level for the first time without ever leaving the Grand Exchange. I think this is roughly our 7th or 8th event, and yeah, we're so close. Only 3 more XP to go, which is pretty awesome. God damn it. I spent days getting this level, and of course, I just go ahead and miss it. But there we go. There is level 93 magic, which means we only have 6 more levels to go till 99 magic, which is kind of crazy. We have truly just been enchanting so many things. We have another 2,800 ruby amulets, which is another roughly 3 hours of enchanting. For every 1,000 we sell off, we're making around 150k in profit, which means we made around 250k on that last batch. Okay, so we've been doing a bit of woodcutting just to spawn some random events, and we finally are going to get another woodcutting level. They are definitely a bit few and far between, but we get them eventually, and this is going to be level 57 woodcutting. Pretty soon here we'll actually have unlocked the Dragon Axe. Whether or not that makes a big difference or not, yet to be known, but it's still going to be a pretty exciting upgrade, and just dirt cheap, so you might as well do it. Okay, I've been on a bit of a tear for enchanting. We're already now 43% of the way to level 94. I must have enchanted like 10,000 Amulets of Power since the last time I checked in. We're just going through a ton of them. We're going to actually unlock Ice Barrage pretty damn soon here, which is crazy. Now, one thing I haven't actually done that much of is actually fletching regular Runite bolts into stuff. It's a lot cheaper and gives the exact same experience per hour as Dragon bolts do. So right now there's actually a positive margin just creating regular Dragonstone bolts, which is great because it's a lot cheaper and we can get around 230k per hour. Okay, so there we go. We got a nice amount of fletching experience and we netted nearly 200k in just, well, a few minutes. Now, while I was doing that, I noticed something kind of crazy. There's a bit of an anomaly within the Ruby Dragon Bolt market right now. Nobody is selling them for a reasonable price, so we're going to go ahead and fletch some ourselves. Right now, Ruby Dragon Bolts are selling for 940 GP, which means that is a margin of 115 GP, 120, something like that, which is absolutely massive considering we can make all 11,000 in just around 15 minutes. So we're going to go do that as quickly as possible, try to sell them off because that is a huge profit for very minimal work. Oh, you love to see that, guys. We ended up getting the exact margin we wanted, which means we profited 1.2 mil in around 15 minutes, which equates to around 5 mil per hour, which effectively equates to 5.2 mil per hour, which is absolutely crazy. I've not gotten margins like that in quite a while. Now, in one of my last episodes, somebody reminded me of something really important, something I totally forgot, and that was actually to buy the U short bow. At level 40, we actually unlocked a much better ranged training method, but we never actually bought the ranged upgrade. I totally forgot about that, so we're finally going to upgrade our maple short bow to the U short bow, which is really exciting. It's actually a very significant difference. Whether or not it will actually greatly impact my XP per hour, not sure about that, but still, it's so cheap. It's just, I should have got that already, but I messed up. Okay, so there is 43 ranged. I think that's going to be all for now. We're getting around 5,000 experience per hour, which is good. Slightly better than melee training, but still nothing too crazy here. Now, while I was kind of trolling around looking for interesting things to enchant, I found something really profitable. The XP rate is going to be really bad because it's technically a level 1 enchant, but right now enchanting opal necklaces into dodgy necklaces is insanely profitable. We're going to get a margin of around 800 or 900 GP per enchant, which is amazing, which means per 1,000 that we do, we're going to get 8 or 900k, which is incredibly good for something that is very AFK, and of course will actually train my magic a little bit. So I actually ended up buying nearly 3,000 opal necklaces, and we're going to go ahead and enchant all of those. So about 3 or 4 hours later, and we have enchanted all 3,000 of them. It took quite a while, but we're getting really good money per hour, and we're going to need all the money we can get. I think I actually ended up spending my money a bit too quickly because there are a few easier skills to level up that would actually require a fair bit of money to continue with. And after all 3,000 of those, that also has brought us up to around halfway to 94 magic. Like I said, we're not getting very good XP per hour. It took us around 4 hours to gain 40,000 experience, so it's definitely not that good. As we've already sold a large chunk of the dodgy necklaces because I wanted to get them in there as quickly as possible. But the final chunk is going in there for roughly the same price. There it is, guys, the final random event we need, and another dunce at that. That is awesome. Let's go ahead and do that. So here we go, guys. After I think roughly 6 months of gameplay, we are finally going to get our very first hunter level without ever really being able to train it here. Now this took a long time, mainly because the random events only spawn outside of the GE area, which means, well, we pretty much had to go run outside and hope to spawn one every once in a while. So it's definitely slow going, but there we go. Level 2 hunter, that is awesome. From now on, the hunter levels are going to speed up quickly. Now we probably only need around 5 random events to get our next level, and it's even going to get quicker after that. Okay, so there we go. We have a ton of things sold off here. We sold off all 3,000 dodgy necklaces for roughly 2.4 mil in profit, which is mind-boggling. That's so good. We've actually made back a lot of money today. Right now we have 13.4 mil in the inventory, which is notably higher than when we started. Alright, so since we actually made a fair bit of money this episode, we're going to invest that into something I haven't trained in a while, and that is actually a crafting level, although I don't think we have quite enough money for that. Crafting is still relatively cost effective at only around 2 GP to XP, but we're actually pretty high level right now, and I think one crafting level will cost us around $1 mil. Not the biggest investment we've made so far, but still notable. Right now we're roughly around 2 hours away from another crafting level, so it's not going to be that bad. We're going to buy 6,000 green dragon hide, and that should get us pretty much the entire way there. Okay, so after selling off all of the green dragonite, we actually didn't lose as much money as I predicted. We actually only lost around 600k, which for an entire level is actually pretty good. I actually may consider doing that again, but next up here, we're actually going to do another titanic amount of amulet enchanting. I have quite a bit of time I need to AFK, so we're going to go ahead and buy an absurd amount of diamond amulets and cosmic runes, and let's just get that last level. Alright, so after long last, around maybe 15 hours of enchanting, plus maybe a bit of superheating in there as well, we are about to get our second magic level of the episode. There is level 94 magic. That is a huge level. I really never imagined we'd get our magic level that high, but there's actually just a lot of ways to break even while training magic or even profit, so it actually turned out to be one of the easier skills to train. We are now well over halfway to 99 magic, and I do predict we're going to get that probably in the next couple of months. Now another level we're actually approaching now pretty quickly is another fletching level. We're already halfway to 96 fletching just by kind of doing things on the side. We just did another 11,000 Dragonstone bolts, so we're going to get that pretty soon, although I'm not sure if we're going to get that today. Okay, now I definitely couldn't just leave us at 989 total levels, so I went ahead and got one more strength level. It took us around 2 hours, and there we go, guys. Total level 990. Only 10 more levels to go. That's crazy. I can't believe we're this close to reaching our final goal. Anyway, guys, that's probably where I'm going to leave it for today. I do expect we'll just have one more episode left before we hit 1,000. And I'm really excited for it. Now in the final episode, I'm going to explain a little bit more about the future of the account and where I see it going after we hit 1,000, because I just want to let you know now, I do want to continue the account. I think there's more story to tell, more interesting methods to try, and much more content to unlock. So in today's episode, we ended up gaining 12 total levels, which has put us really close to the end here. And some of these were really slow levels. We gained 2 magic levels, which probably took me a total of 30 hours or something. So I am really proud of that, and thanks to everyone for sticking around for so long, almost to the end here. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. I always appreciate it if you do enjoy the videos, to leave it a like, always helps out, and I'll see you next time. Now, before I go here, I want to give a massive thank you to all of my members over on YouTube. Thank you so much to one of my newest members, Sage's Reign, for subscribing at the Dragon tier. Thank you so much, man. They're joining Colin Corley, Timothy Chen, Cappy, Guy Fox 1227, Valhalla Lad, Brian Robinson, Brad Sings, Ocelot, and Kush Patel, all at the Dragon tier. Thank you again, you guys are awesome. Also a huge shout out to All Things Gaming, Birdbot, and Base Stitch for subscribing at the Runite tier. As always guys, if you're looking for another way to support the channel, becoming a YouTube member is an awesome way to do so. You can become immortalized in all of my future videos, get access to my video release schedule, and of course get a custom role in my Discord server. Thanks again guys, and I'll see you next time.